What's up, everybody? This is JRod with part 2 with
Lourdes Cologne, a.k.a. Reynolds.
That's right. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
All right, guys, welcome back. And we are once again with our very good friend, Lourdes Cologne. Lourdes. The Lourdes Cologne. But before we went to the break, Janet asked a great question.
Yes.
She
and
said,
I really love that because she said, how do I get my protein?
How do you get your protein?
And everybody asks that because this is what programming happens, right? We have been programmed that protein comes from meat.
Right.
Yep.
No one ever asks, where did that animal get his protein from?
Right. And a lot of people, in like the workout industry, CrossFit or bodybuilding, anything, they say their protein's from chicken and meat. Yeah. I mean, their whole meal prepping is all
powder.
meat.
Yeah. Right. And it's interesting because that's their choice. Mm-hmm. Everybody has a choice. But you have to have all the information. That's why I say educate. When you educate yourself, then in between that information, make the decision what's going to be best for you, right? So animals get their protein from plants. Mm-hmm. The reason why they get the plants is because it's amino acids. It's the amino acids that builds the protein in your body in the first place. And when you see a plant, it's in its whole food form. That means that all plant-based food is protein. It's got proteins, vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, all of it. Yeah. It's a whole food. So if you're eating nuts, yes, it's got protein. If you're eating basil, any plant-based, it's a whole food. You didn't isolate and take it out of there. It's all there. Right. So the only thing that when you juice is the fiber. You're not taking, and that's only one of the fibers. The other fiber's still in there. Protein is in that juice. Celery has protein. Nuts has protein. Beans has protein. Any vegetable has protein, just like it has vitamins, just has minerals. Mm-hmm. If you look at how does an ape get protein, and they're big and strong. How does an elephant that's vegan get protein?
And they don't eat
How
animals?
does the chicken that doesn't eat animal get protein? You can name all these vegan animals. How do they get their protein? Yeah. They get it from plants because it's the amino acids that create the protein in your body. Without that, you really can't. Wow. So what people are doing, they're just cheating and going, I don't want my body to make it. I'll just eat this. And then they go to the doctor and they got all this fat around their heart. Right. And now they want them to cut down on some of it. But if it's so good for you and you need it coming from the animal, why would it ever cause any harm in the body? Right. Because it wasn't meant to be that way. Right. You were supposed to do just like that animal got his. Get it from the thing. And think about it. Animals that do eat animals, their life is a lot shorter than those that don't eat animals. Ooh. So, and you think about it.
Makes sense,
you know what I'm saying? When you look at nature, nature will always give you information.
Right.
There was a time when you look, even for those that understand and have read the Bible, when you look in the scriptures, even the animals at one time never ate animals. It all came from plants. It all says that the food that you will eat will come from the food that comes with seeds. Right. And it says that the people and the animals, that would be their food.
Wow.
And food will be that animal. So what happened? As time went on, right, and everything that we do affects, it's like a domino effect. We start eating animals start eating animals. We all affect everything. Our actions affect life. Our actions affect nature. Right. So when we start going back to nature, we start eating the right things, you're going to notice, so will the animals. Right. Because we're not showing this hate or this, like I say, murdering these poor animals to live. We can live without that. Right. So I'm not trying to make people feel bad. I'm just sharing what I've learned, what I've educated myself on to understand. So when you want I want this flavor. Well, think about it. If you ate a piece of meat and you did not season it at all,
at Tapatio.
Even then, it's not going to have a good taste. Pero para que veas.
But without it.
And plant. Oh, that's good.
But notice how you can't eat it unless you season it. Because you go to someone's house and they didn't really season it.
El latino que no habla español le dice, pone tapatío.
Okay, you know what I'm
So,
saying?
subtitles.
Right.
Subtitles.
But you notice that in order to eat it, you wouldn't just cook it and do nothing to it.
Yeah.
You're
But
going to put
season.
something on it.
Yeah,
Right.
Season.
Why?
So it tastes better.
Why do you have to do that? If meat is like, if it's so good, why do you need to put something on it? I don't have to put nothing on when I do my veggies
Right.
because it's got its own flavors.
That's
In
true.
fact, when you
That's
get the
true.
spices,
That's
where
true.
did you get the spices
That's
from?
true,
They
'cause-
pulled it from the veggies.
That's true because I watched
Yeah.
you know, I'm learning how to grill from YouTube,
Yeah.
and they said let the meat do itself. You don't have to do anything because the flavors it has in the meat, whatever it has. They don't put too much seasoning. They just the meat
they put
has,
some.
They put some, but it's the meat that has all the flavors. It says.
No.
So I was like, okay,
No, it just
what-
tastes
what-
like meat
it's-
is just flesh.
It's just
Cooked
it
flesh.
tastes plain, but there's some salt in
You
certain
hear
meat.
what you just said? Meat is cooked flesh.
It is.
And that's
All you did was peeled off the skin
When you think like
and, cut
that.
it, and you're just eating the flesh. Like
Yeah.
if you took a human being and you took off the skin and you cut off the flesh and you put it to another animal, there is no difference.
right.
You wouldn't know.
I
You
have
would
to
to
say
tell you,
that-
oh, actually, that's human.
Yeah.
What?
The
You
healthiest
wouldn't know
I
the
have
difference.
been.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because
That's
it's just their
crazy.
muscle you're eating. We have muscles, so when you cut that, right, and then you get some animals that got a lot of fat on it. You cut something that's on the heavy side, you're going to get a lot of fat as well. So you're doing the same exact thing. There's no difference. The difference between the two is that one is healthier and is going to give you a longer life, and the other one's going to cause more health problems later. So that's the difference. It's like when you eat vegetables and stuff. It doesn't sit in your intestinal area just, you know.
That's why people eat chicken rather more than red meat, right? Because red meat, like for me, I have high cholesterol, so I have to stay away from red meat. They want me to eat more chicken.
Right, but if you want to get rid of your cholesterol, you just go back to plant, right? Mm-hmm. Because chicken is still meat, and meat still converts all that extra protein.
But
your
what kind
body
of
didn't
plant,
need.
though,
So like
for the cholesterol? Like what kind of plant for cholesterol?
Just
Oh
green.
geez. Well, first off, if you did celery juice on a daily basis, that would bring it down. If you did ginger on a daily basis, that would bring it down.
What does someone
You
do if
wouldn't
they're
have to-
allergic to celery, like myself?
If you're allergic to celery, you need a lot of cleansing because something's going on that you're.
Not
no,
spirit,
seriously,
like
no,
mentally?
seriously. I mean,
'Cause
like
she needs a lot of cleansing mentally. You know,
Well,
we all do.
she needs celery.
So everything's going on right now.
that's fish oil.
But no,
Just
if you
kidding.
do have an issue with celery, first you want to cleanse enough so that you don't have an issue because we
Okay.
should never have an issue with anything that's plants. When we do, it is because there's so much buildup in our body
Right.
that's triggering something to be cleansed. And if you cleanse too quickly when there's that much toxin, you're going to feel the results.
Right.
Oh, wow.
And it's
right.
never good.
Yeah.
So celery.
But eventually it'll get good. It's just that. So what happens when you do
I
celery?
just get really itchy.
Right. So that means there's something in your body that needs to be
Yeah.
removed, and celery's trying to do it, but there's you have to cleanse in a way where you get it slowly moving.
Yeah, I need a good cleanse.
Yeah,
for
because
sure.
celery cleanses you quickly.
Yeah, several years ago, I was also diagnosed with being anemic. I'm low in iron. And the first thing they say is
Meat?
and here are these huge horse pills that you have to take. Oh, and by the way, they're going to constipate. You won't be able to poop.
Right.
What the heck?
Yeah.
I need to.
Yeah. Well, and see, that's the thing. And it's necessary for you to have your bowel movements on a daily basis. Of
course.
Right? Because it's just sitting there. So, first of all, the best way to build your body because I used to, this is funny. Before I was ever vegan, I've been vegan for many years now, but before I was vegan, I was always, most of my life, I was anemic. And I was a
Right.
meat eater. And I was anemic. Since I've been vegan, I'm not anemic anymore.
Wow.
Because
you
your
see
body
that?
when you give the body the nutrients it needs, the body builds what it needs.
Yes.
Right? Magnesium, all those things in your body magnesium communicates with your, does the 500 cells of communication with all the rest of the cells. Telling that cell, this is what you got to do. Oh yeah, so it's a conversation with them. But if you're lacking that because you're not really putting, most of your diet is in veggies,
Right.
well, how is your body supposed to react, and how is it
Right.
supposed to communicate and do its cleanse and do its thing and give you the thing that your heart needs to run on, your brain needs to run on, your 5 major organs needs to run on if you're not
Wow.
giving it to them?
Yeah.
Can I ask
So-
you a question?
Sure.
Because on this show, we like to be real and how much you spend a month on what you need to eat right.
Is it expensive?
Oh, no.
Is
So
it expensive?
healthy.
Or is buying meat and everything else more expensive?
Exactly. I spend less now than I did before, and this is why. And people go, oh, but when I go, it's so expensive because it costs more. But think about this. If you're buying all these vegetables and all these fruits and all these grains and nuts and stuff, right? And you're getting all these plant-based foods, and you cut out the chips and all the junk food and all the sodas and all the stuff that's just breaking down your body anyway, and you cut all that meat and everything out, how is it expensive? You're actually spending less. And if you go to farmer's market and you get yourself a whole bunch of the food there, right, or anywhere you go, you're taking it home, and when you make this stuff that you're eating on a daily basis, not only are you feeling great, you look at your it's funny, I used to think, oh man, but when I go to farmer's market, I spend at least $100.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm going, yeah, but before the farmer's market, before the vegan lifestyle, I spent way more than $100 a week to get. I have to get my meat, and I have to get my rice, and I got to get this, and then and then we need our chips. And when you have all that, there's your price. Cut all that out and get that. You can only buy so much because plant-based stuff, it'll go bad after a while. So you can't buy a ton of it.
Yeah.
You need to buy what you're going to eat for the week.
Because it's not injected with any of the stuff that keeps it alive.
It only lasts like for 5 days, right?
Right. Well, a week or whatever. You refrigerate it. And a lot of times, when I buy my ginger stuff, it lasts me a few weeks, but it's because I never refrigerate it. Because once it goes to the refrigerator and then out of the refrigerator, you've already, now it's starting to decay. But if you get it and you just keep it on your counter, you're fine. It's when you start refrigerating and then taking it out.
Is that on all foods?
Yeah.
Like when some people put bread in the refrigerator to make it last longer?
Yeah.
Does that have anything to do with it, or with any kind of foods, or
well, people
chicken?
do because the humidity because of the yeast. Yeast makes bacteria grow.
Okay, so
that's the reason.
So it's different with the plants and all that stuff.
Yeah, but when it comes to plants in general, right? When you look at plants and you pluck them, they last for a while. So when you're spending and you're buying weekly fresh food anyway, because that's what you want, you're only spending about $100. So then you're saying
a week,
right?
So
that's
then
$400 a month,
which other people
I spend that about a week.
Well,
with
we spend about four. Yeah, you're right. Almost about 200 every 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. So so about 400.
So you're not wasting more.
Yeah.
You're not. Right. You're not spending.
I got to get home and talk to my wife and tell her.
He's in a hurry. No, but there's other things too. Like this is one I want to talk about too. How certain things bring down your immune system, because you've told me, we're gonna take a break right now, but when we come back, I want to talk about this because you've shared with me this. Like, I would drink a soda, and you would tell me when you drink that soda, your immune system is down. Yeah.
So when you drink 1 can of soda, your immune system is compromised for 4 hours.
Woo!
That's same thing with coffee?
Wow.
Wait, on that note?
1 can of soda.
Hold on.
No, I want her to repeat that. I need that repeated.
Okay, say it one more time, and then we're going to break.
When you drink 1 can of soda, 1 can of soda will compromise your immune system for 4 hours.
Wow.
Think about that.
Go coronavirus.
We'll be right back.
Lifestyle standpoint with your diet to help boost your immune system. And sometimes that's something that's not really talked about with cancer patients. Were there things that you did with your diet to help boost your immune system?
Absolutely. There was many things. That was the very first thing I started researching is what can I do to build my immune system, give myself a fighting chance? And there's so many things out there to really boost your immune system. One that I just not too fond of was
Some
wheatgrass.
of them don't taste very good.
It's so painful. Was wheatgrass, and it's got great properties.
But it's funny. Used to it though.
Yeah,
you get used to it.
Yeah, and it's funny because I've met people that loved wheatgrass. I'm like, how is that possible? But it really did make a difference, and it does build your immune system. And what I found, even taking wheatgrass, is I watched tumors shrinking just by doing the wheatgrass alone. So there is many things to do, but I think it's really important to educate yourself because it's not just one thing. It's a combination of things. It's really staying away from things like sugar and processed foods and artificial flavors and stuff, all that, and really take your life back.
And we are back. And the question we asked right before was the Coke, a soda. That it brings down your immune system for about 4 hours.
Yes.
So there are things that we're eating daily: the potato chips, the candies. The sodas.
No!
He's all hurt.
Jimmy, put your bag of chips underneath your
The Red Bulls, energy drinks that are bringing our immune systems down.
What about alcohol?
Oh yeah. Of course
You're going to kill this team right now.
Okay.
Go ahead. Say it.
No, but are there natural wines we can perhaps drink?
Well, see, this is the thing. Just in general, it does bring it down. There's a reason why you feel like crap the next day. There's a reason why you got a headache. You know, you are overtaxing that liver because the liver has to filter all that out.
Right.
You go, oh, but wine. The doctor said wine is good for your heart. It's from this the Q10, right? CoQ10, which comes from grapes. So if you want the CoQ10, you either take the supplement or eat the grapes. Why do you need to have it? Why do you need to have
But
it?
I want
you
the
know,
buzz. I want the buzz.
You know what I mean?
That's
And then people go, well, here's the thing. People want to stay young. Keep drinking some wine. And then let's see each other in about 5 or 10 years and see if me not drinking wine and you drinking the wine, who look younger. That's what I'm saying. So...
Because you don't drink, right? You don't drink.
No, I'll drink to be honest, I'll drink once every 2 years or something. And it's very little. Because
you look great. You look young.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it,
because I don't look like a grandmother. But here he is.
Your skin is beautiful. You have gorgeous skin.
You. But that's the thing, it's you have to think about the reason we eat is to nourish the body.
Yeah.
Right? It's real simple. You can make your life complicated, or you can make it simple,
or suppress the brain.
You know what I mean, right? So what you do is, but when you're eating really healthy, that brain is amazing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people go, oh, that person suffers depression, all that. Look at the full diet. Look at the whole people that they're around. Look at the scenario, and then find out why. Because there is always a reason. Are you lacking a certain nutrient like folic? Yeah. That you might be. That could affect that.
God put her here today for a reason.
You know, so it's like these things. So when you look at it, you look at this and go, when I'm eating this or when I'm drinking this, is it nourishing my body or is it breaking down the cells? Right? You know that everybody knows, I know veggies are good. We've all heard that. I know juicing is good. We all know this. And then they'll go eat hot Cheetos. I know it's bad for me.
Oh, that's horrible.
They already say it. They know.
Well, we still do it.
I know, it's bad for me. You know what I'm saying? We know. No one needs to be told that when it goes in there, you are destroying your cells. It's just like sugar. It's one thing if you're eating sugar when it's coming from the plant, from a fruit. Very different than the sugar that you got on the, that sits on your counter for years and never goes bad. That's been processed. So that breaks down the cells. It causes, I'm not even going to go through all that. You want it because the list is really, really, really. 100. The list is long when it comes to sugar. Go on there and say things that sugar breaks down in the body, and you're just gonna go, what? It's long, including depression. All of it. It breaks down the cells. So you think about that and you go, I can eat a fruit, or I can eat something that was sweetened with fruit juice, or was sweetened with raw honey. Or stevia, or raw agave. Then you're good. But if you go and you go, oh, it's just with artificial, there you go. You just said the word artificial.
You said artificial, yep.
It has no business being in your body, whether it's artificial flavor, artificial color. And notice that now they're changing that because people are starting to wake up to that, and they'll say natural flavors.
Organic.
Organic.
Right? So
organic.
Yes.
Yeah, which organic is good, but make sure it says non-GMO.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because they can say organic only because one of the ingredients is organic.
So it gives
doesn't
them the
mean
right.
all of it
gives
is
them the
organic.
right. They can say.
Unless it's a fruit, then it says organic, then it's obviously it's
Right.
organic, right? So it's really paying attention to the terminology of what's going on because they've gotten wise that we have gotten wise. So now they're changing the way the
so
language
we just
and
have
what
to
we
keep
read.
getting educated.
Yeah, so we just have to educate because in that you'll know what you're doing is right. So what I tell people is if you want to know if you're eating healthy, open up the chip. And before you eat it, go, do you really think that is healthy for you? Is it building up your immune system? Is it feeding your cells in a healthy way?
Right.
If the answer is no, either put it away or say, I'm okay that I'm breaking down my body. But don't later complain and say, it just runs in my family. Does it? Does your family eat like you?
Right.
There's where it runs.
That's where it runs.
It's the habits that we've been trained to eat for years, and that's why. And so it's just a matter of changing it.
So it's
just building a habit.
Yes, and
It's
after
a choice
21
at the
days
end
of
of the
doing
day.
something faithfully, it becomes a habit. So do something for 21 days that's good for you, so you can pick up a good habit.
So what are you doing now? I mean, because you have all this knowledge. Before you got cancer, you are, I should say, an actress.
Yeah.
I mean, you got signed with, was it ABC?
And
before
CBS.
You got, CBS before you got cancer.
I had
you got
a
signed.
holding deal with CBS.
And then cancer happened, and then it got you. You went into, I'm going to learn to fight this on my own. You create.
Option C.
Option C.
Creative
option C.
Yeah. It's about, because create option C was really creating, because you have 3 options in the world, right? You have option A. You just go to the doctor. He tells you what you have. He tells you what you do, and you just kind of hand your life over to him, and then he does what he does with your body and your life, right?
Because he went to school, he knows it all.
Right. And what he does, he knows a lot of what they're telling him to do.
Right.
Outside of that, there is no training, which is why it's called practicing medicine. They're practicing medicine on you. Practicing.
Wow.
But I don't want no one practicing on me. They can do that on them, but I have to practice on my own what I feel is right.
I love it.
So when you look at that, then you got option B. Option B are the people that say, you know what, I'll leave it in God's hands. I'm not going to take responsibility. If it's going to be, it's going to be, and if I die, I die. No They don't want to change anything in their world, right? And then you got those that are option C. And option C people are the ones that go, why, how, and what, and where.
Option A, B, and C kind of sounds like
Yes.
JRod's love life.
Right? and by the way, now that you said this, option A, B, and C is in all part of your life, whether it's a career, your relationship, your health,
Thank you.
your spirituality. It really is.
But she has different options though with different guys. She has
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
But
I am single. Thank
She
you
has
very much.
the poo guy, the lawnmower guy.
My options are very limited by
I'm just
choice.
kidding.
right? But that's the thing. It's like in our life and in our
Yeah.
relationship, when you see something doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
There's option A. We're told that you get married and you have children, you do this, and then you retire, and then you die. And then whether it works or not, that's what you strive for.
Right.
Yeah.
Then you got option B. It's like, I'm in this relationship, it's not working, then you just don't even work on it.
Yeah.
And it breaks up, right?
Like this show.
But option C is you find that person that
Right.
you relate to, that other half of you, and then you work on these things. And when there's something not there, you communicate, you work, you figure this out. That's option C. That's the relationship that works.
Now Janet's gonna be like, before she meets a guy, she's gonna be like, "What are you eating?"
Yeah.
You're not in my diet.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Yeah, it's not gonna work out. Sorry.
Yeah.
But no, but in option C, in that
Organic.
relationship, you would communicate because that person would go, really? I'm interested in that. And then you go, okay.
Yeah.
He's an option C kind
Ooh,
of guy.
but he said, I'm interested in that. There's men that won't even bother communicating. Oh, that's not going to work. And so then he quickly is not going to be option F.
You're get the
F out.
Mama, right? Yeah.
See you later.
Right. So you've done so much with this. Now you have create option C. Yes. And you are working with Isai with that, correct? Isai Morales?
Yes. Well, that for the documentary, yes.
For the documentary.
And then we're also working together for the movie. And the movie is actually called Option C.
Are you acting in it? Because I'm a big fan of yours.
Thank you.
When you played,
I am
when you
playing
played
myself,
the mom. Oh, good.
And many people are like, but and it's like I'm going, wait. How many people have you see the movie The Big Sick?
Yeah.
That man wrote it. And he played himself.
Yeah.
As he should.
Right, because it's his story. And he's an actor.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why would I get someone to do something that I do for a living?
Yeah,
That
you're
makes no
passionate
sense.
about it.
Yeah.
It radiates out of you. So,
It's like that's what I do.
Yeah.
So same thing, and then you look at Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and all of them. They wrote their stuff and they starred in their film.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You look
Good Will
at
Hunting.
the movie Rocky. He wrote and starred in his film. This is nothing new. You go from back then to present. Yeah. This is old news, folks.
And you're a great actress because
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm so
glad
she did
a very good job. If you haven't seen Crave the Fast Life,
you should.
Yeah.
It's on Amazon. Just like my book.
Yeah.
My book,
Amazon
Journey to
Prime.
Option C.
Yeah.
It's
Dual.
Crave the Fast Life.
Crave Fast Life.
Yeah.
And
C.
option C.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
good.
where's your film? I mean, where's it now? The option C. Where's that?
That one,
at now?
honestly, I do once every so many months. I do a virtual screening of the documentary with folks, but it's not out yet, and I don't know when that'll be out yet. So, but we are working on the movie itself, and that goes into even more depth because the documentary you could share the knowledge and show people, but like you couldn't be there when they were doing certain tests because they didn't let the camera in, and so there's things that you couldn't show in the documentary that I would love to have shown. But
Are you doing things now like through Zoom to help people? Because I mean, you are. Okay.
Yes, yeah. I do it mostly when because I'm an actress, so I've been doing a lot of auditions lately, a lot of callbacks. It's been that, and then finally done with the rewrites on our script and stuff, and kind of getting that to the next level. But Eastside is in the middle of filming back to back. I don't even know. I think it's I can speak about it because it's out there in the media. He's doing a movie. He's actually in London now. And he's traveling around different countries with Tom Cruise because they're doing the Mission Impossible 7 and 8, and he's on.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, I read that. He got that deal.
Yes,
no, yeah,
so I can talk about it because
I read
it's in the article.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was on Ozark too. I read
Oh my gosh, and he did an amazing job.
Yes, he did great on Ozark.
I love him.
So how did that relationship come about? I mean, you were just going.
We've been friends for I met him when I first came out here so I came out here in 2000. We became friends. I think like between there and a year later.
Yeah, 'cause he's in your documentary. I've seen.
Yeah, he's in the documentary, and no, we're buddies. He's my buddy. He's my buddy. I love him to death. We love each other. He holds my heart. He's in my heart like strongly. He's just an amazing guy. And again, he's into natural healing and big activist as well. Actually, the activist, right? So,
I like that.
Activist. But yeah, so no, he's also a strong component of really doing the right thing. So yes, he does. He's so good. And if you haven't seen Ozark,
oh no, he did good.
Oh my gosh,
he did really good in Ozark.
You're like, and he played the bad guy, but in a great way.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like,
and when they shot him, I was like,
you loved him, right?
cool.
Oh, don't give it away for those that haven't watched it.
No, you want to be on the bad side, on the guys who's the bad guy.
Right? Oh my gosh, it was so good. So you did a brilliant job.
So is it right now just option C, or is there you've been going through auditions or anything else?
Yeah, I have been doing auditions. I had a couple callbacks. I got my fingers crossed on one of them because I think it's.
You guys better do it.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
I love the story. It's a series. It's for a lead, and I enjoyed it because when I read it, I was like, oh, I love roles where I can play where the emotions have to go from here to here to here.
I love it.
You have to be like straight, and then boom, you're in tears, but quick. I like the quick stuff because it really challenges you, and I love that. So
and you're a spicy Puerto Rican.
I got some spice in that, and so but I got my fingers crossed because I either get it or I don't. But I love the fact that I can go through these layers.
I think you're such a.
I love it.
You give a lot.
Yeah.
And always good things happen to you. No, seriously. She helps out a lot of people. But you've even told me
around
this.
the world.
Yeah. People email you, but you even told me they have to be serious because you're not going to waste your time.
Yeah, because they really, because I have so many people contact me on a daily basis, and I mean through social media, and then I have like 3 different social media, so I'm getting contacted through all of them, on emails and through other friends and stuff. And it's not just like the U.S., it's people from all parts of the world.
Yeah.
So it has to be that you're there. Like I'm going to give you this information, but it needs to be
apply it.
You have to apply it because it is a lot, and you need to have your family and friends involved because you need the support.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, you can't do this alone. You can, but it's hard emotionally. And when, like I said, when it comes to healing your body, you have to heal it mind, body, and spirit.
Right.
And when your spirit is down because people are not helping you, or they're looking at you like, or that you're a quack or you're nuts, and it doesn't help.
Yeah.
So you need a team of people.
Absolutely.
So let me ask you this: when you get a text from a certain person like JR, how do you do you say this guy, I'm gonna help this guy, and you respond to him because I know he's serious, or do you look at the text when I text and you be like, this guy's not serious?
No, I do respond to everybody. I respond absolutely to everybody, and immediately as quick as I can.
Yeah.
And then what I
Well,
do
then
is
I'm still waiting for you to respond to me.
Hey, you sent it to the wrong number.
I'm kidding.
Sit back and hold your turn.
I'm good enough with you responding to JR. Seriously, on the real, I ask him, he'll ask me, be like, hey, bro.
Because there was a few,
his wife wasn't even a believer because you got me into doing Wheatgrass.
Yes.
Because I had bad allergies.
Yeah.
So she would say, you need to take Wheatgrass on a daily basis because Wheatgrass was one of the main things she took to cure her cancer.
Yes.
So she told me to take Wheatgrass. So I was taking Wheatgrass. People were like, oh, how dumb, whatever, making fun of me. When they tried it, gone.
Yeah, my wife tried it, Wheatgrass, and whatever it was for, it was gone.
I got to get back into that. Yeah. I'm at a point in my life where I need to cleanse not only what I eat and what I do, but people.
Yes.
Because just yesterday I was having a conversation with somebody that I was expressing how I was feeling, and great person, but it got turned around to I'm complaining and I'm angry and all these different things, where I said, I'm just expressing how I'm feeling. I could be wrong, but this is how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And then that person didn't, just wasn't even willing to listen or adapt. And I thought, ooh, you're going to be part of my cleanse.
Well, it's true. It's funny. I've noticed that some people, especially if it's not in alignment with their belief,
right?
Right? They're immediately
That's good.
They don't listen. They don't want to see it. In fact, even if you show them, factual stuff,
Right.
They're not looking at the facts. They're just looking at, nope, don't agree.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow. Really? And
Yeah.
it's so interesting because you're like, okay,
Right.
then you don't have to agree.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm a true believer that if I personally seen your documentary, I know you from the movie, and I know what Junior tells me, and just looking. So like me, I'm the kind of person like, dude, if it works for her, the discipline that you have, I know it will work for me.
Yeah.
So that's, I think everybody has to be that kind of person.
Yeah.
And like you said, okay,
Yeah.
look at the facts. I have a buddy. We have a buddy that's a deputy, and he's always, okay, what's the facts? But what's the facts?
You don't care about your story.
Yeah.
He just wants facts.
What's the facts?
What's the
That's
facts?
how we operate.
Yeah.
Give me the facts.
What's
But at least
No.
he's willing to listen to the facts. The
Yeah, because they don't want to hear the facts.
That was the
Because then they'll say
individual.
it's an opinion. It's like, actually, it's a fact.
Yeah.
It's your opinion. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
I'll put the facts away. It's just because it's what happens. It like really
Yeah.
Put the facts away
facts
and bring
away.
up the opinions.
And now I'll just sit with you
And I'll
we'll
just-
Yeah.
Well, stick to your opinion and leave the facts alone.
Yeah.
Right.
But it is true, and it's something that we have to start paying attention. It's like and especially when people go, well, how do you do it? It's so hard to do. Now, everything's in language, right?
Yeah.
So if you say it's hard to do, then it's hard to do.
Right.
If you say this will be easy, it will be. And and when you say it's easy, you know what happens? You start doing things to make it easy.
Right.
You go, okay, I'm gonna try plant-based, and I'm gonna try to do all these things, and I'm gonna make sure it's really tasty, and I can never miss anything because it tastes so good that I can eat 2 and 3, servings.
Yes.
You start making it easy because then you do a list,
Right.
And then you go grocery shopping, and then you got your recipes, and then you got it on your, on your refrigerator, and then you go, this is what I'm having for breakfast and for lunch and for dinner and for snack. I'm gonna have it, and you have it set up, and then you go, I'm gonna be on it, I'm gonna be driving for a while, so I'm bringing this with me. So if I get hungry, I'm not running into a fast food getting something that I shouldn't, and then you go and you eat that, right? So now you don't have. So when you put things in
Good
place,
stuff.
when you say this will be easy, you take the steps to make it easy. When you
Right.
say it's hard, you take the steps to make it hard, and then you're like, you really don't buy all this stuff, and you're lacking this, and then you're starving, and then, that's what makes it hard, is because you in your language said it was, which all of a sudden everything in your life becomes hard.
Yeah. And
It's a
again,
shame.
back to that full circle where it's a choice.
It's a choice.
Man, we're gonna copyright this episode, so guys, we'll be selling it on Amazon Prime. You guys can pick it up. No, but where can they find you? Because we're running out of time now.
Yes.
But where can they find you, Lourdes?
Lourdes.
Lourdes.
Lourdes. I'm just saying Lourdes.
You can find me on Facebook as Lourdes Reynolds, which also will say Lourdes Cologne on there. Lourdes Reynolds is my stage name as an actress. You can find me on Instagram as at Lourdes Reynolds without the S, because apparently there's a lot of Lourdes Reynolds. And on Twitter, you'll find me at Lourdes Reynolds, again without the S, because there's more Lourdes Reynolds. So those 3 places. You can also go to my website, where it's all about health and things that I do and speaking events that I can get hired on and stuff. And
Nice.
And also shows the link where you can get the book. And that's
the book's on it.
www.createoptionc.com.
Nice. I'm
Nice.
gonna do
And
it
we
right
can
now.
find her at Farmer's Market by the plants.
Yes. And if you-
No, the raw honey.
the raw honey.
Ronnie, I love Ronnie.
So you know what, Lourdes, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it. You guys
How
have
do you say Lourdes?
Lord is
Lourdes.
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 He's butchering it. Just say Lourdes.
Lourdes.
Te digo que son
Lourdes.
mexicanos.
Lord
Is.
is.
Now
Lourdes.
say it together.
Lourdes.
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 Estos mexicanos con la cara
Right.
de nopal y no hablan nada de español.
Lourdes.
Coño
carajo.
pa'l carajo.
Lourdes.
En Lourdes tú sí hablas español.
Sí, pues claro. Pero así
Sí,
me
sí,
encanta,
claro.
le podemos decir con una cosa palabra, entonces decimos como JR, ¿verdad? Entonces también decir la palabra Jimi, y entonces yo pensé que estamos hablando de ellos.
Remember,
pero-
they're talking
Pero no
about
hablando
us,
nada.
but they're
¿verdad?
just
Como
throwing
decir,
our name
la,
out there.
la nube está azul hoy, Jimmy. ¿Verdad? Yeah.
I mean, you brought your brother. I'm gonna bring him in. No, once again, thank you so much for coming on. I mean, I know this episode is very informational. You guys have anything to say?
Very educational. I just want to say once again, thanks for being a fantastic Latina. Thank you for standing your ground and fighting cancer and using it in a positive way to impact the world. Thank you.
And thank you for coming. And thank you. I never told you thank you for playing the mom, and I named it after my mom.
So your mom is Arlene.
My mom's Arlene, and she's a big fan of yours. So thank you though, and everything you do for us. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Gracias.
So guys, thank you guys once again for watching our episode. I'm gonna put her information up. It's gonna be all there. Her website. Get her book on Amazon Prime. And until next week, see you later.
Adios.
Peace.